Welcome to the Bottle Poppin' Podcast, where Meg and Heather share their love for oils, friendship, and entrepreneurship. Let's get it poppin'.
Hey everyone, this is Meg.
Hi there, this is Heather.
And we are the Bottle Poppin' Podcast. So Heather, what are we popping open today?
We are popping open a bottle of turmeric today.
Yeah, and first impression?
It smells like a health food store.
Interesting.
Natural, kind of grounded spice smell that you get when you're in health food stores.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can totally smell that. So I was reminded of when this first came out. I can't remember what the year was. It was like maybe 2018 around then. But I stayed for convention at a house with like 8 women. And so the day that it came out, we got our oils. We went back to the Airbnb that we were at, and we all sat around and said what we thought this smelled like. And I don't remember everybody's description, but everybody's description was different. But I do remember 2. One person said it smelled like stinky socks, and another person said that it smelled like burnt, I can't remember what it was, like burnt marshmallows or something like that. It was just like so random, totally different reasons, or different scents, but everybody had a distinct smell. So health food store, like another totally random, different thing. But now that you say that, I can totally smell that.
And I don't know that either the ones that you said were wrong either. I can kind of get hints of those things too.
Probably not one you want to diffuse, although there are diffuser blends, right? You found one?
I did, and I found one that seemed appealing. I don't know. It's called the Good Intentions Blend, and it's 2 drops of turmeric, 3 drops of Green Mandarin, and 4 drops of Copaiba. So I feel like the other 2 oils smell good. And even though we didn't necessarily describe it as good smelling, I feel like this combination with those 2, that could smell decent.
I agree. And I don't necessarily dislike the smell of this either. I just think alone, I would not diffuse this alone.
No, I definitely agree with that. Okay, and so for good measure, because I like to be consistent with my explanations, then I'm going to go ahead and do a little roof of the mouth taste test here too. Oh. Wow. It is definitely more spicy, but it's got like a real woodsy taste or something. I don't know. That is not for me at all. I am curious about the whole turmeric tea thing though. It's mixed with coconut milk. I'm going to make my husband try it. He does not mind the taste of turmeric. And before the capsules came out, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, he would just take this internally in a capsule. But
sorry, that's a motorcycle.
Even if you take something in a capsule, sometimes you can kind of still taste it if it gets on the outside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So turmeric tea, I know it's a thing. This recipe calls...
To say as well, a lot of people call it golden milk. So like if we're saying turmeric tea and people aren't sure what that is, golden milk might be more familiar to them.
Well, that makes sense because it's coconut milk, water, honey, butter, or ghee, turmeric oil, and then some turmeric spice on top for garnish. The longer it's in my mouth, the less unpleasant it is. But it's not something I'm going to be using internally out the roof of my mouth very often.
Yeah. Well, and I think, because it's used a lot in like Indian food. And I think there's so many other amazing spices and flavors that probably when it's all mixed together, it's awesome. But just alone, it's a lot.
Yeah. But interestingly enough, you can use this one all 3 ways, but I feel like the most benefits come with internal use.
I don't know if it's the most, but definitely there are huge benefits to taking it internally. So I think when I hear about turmeric, the number one thing I think about is anti-inflammatory. And so it's super amazing for that. But I think it's just as amazing taking it internally as it is like putting it on, joints that are swollen and painful as well.
But it also helps with immune support and metabolic health. So I feel like those things need to come with the internal use.
True. Yeah. But then also like it's amazing for acne and skin. And so that again, internal good, but putting it on there, I don't know. Maybe it's just open to how you want to use it.
in regard to the skincare part of it, we know we have many, many oils that are great for skincare, and many of them smell better to me than turmeric does. So I'm not sure that turmeric is going to be my first choice for skin application either.
Yeah, I think it depends on what you're going for. So this oil also has like an orangish tint to it. And so on your skin, when you rub it in, it does give you like a glow as well. So like if that's what you're looking for, that's definitely not something that some of the other oils are going to do for you. So it's really based on what you're after, I think.
That is true. And you could use this just for flavoring cooking too. So let's say you're making a dish that has turmeric in it, you're out of the actual spice, then you could use this too. Remember, when you're cooking with essential oils, you want to use significantly less than what you think you need to. If it calls for a teaspoon of spice, you're not using a teaspoon of the oil. You can either start with a toothpick or 1 drop, taste it, and then decide if you feel like you need more.
Yep, for sure. Well, and I will say internal use is my favorite way to use it, which is why I love that we have capsules now. And so for those of you seeing on video, you can see it's a double coated capsule. And so it's a capsule within a capsule. And that's because this has both turmeric powder in it as well as turmeric oil. So a lot of people, I think at this point, know that turmeric as a supplement can help a lot with anti-inflammatory. But the key is it either has to have turmeric essential oil, and then of course it has to be a pure essential oil, you know, all the things. It can't be a synthetic essential oil, or it has to have black pepper in it. And so many of the turmeric products that are sold right now on the market and supplements that are sold on the market don't have either one of those ingredients in it. And so it's not available for the body to actually utilize. So you want to make sure it's bioavailable. So I love that we have these turmeric capsules that have the essential oil already in it because it definitely makes it effective. And a few weeks ago, I shared on Instagram, in 1 week, I had 3 different people that I talked to for nutrition consultations who all had destroyed their stomach lining by overusing NSAIDs. And so just, you know, over-the-counter anti-inflammatory medication totally destroyed their stomach lining. And every one of them, I was like, you need this capsule. Like if you're struggling with pain and inflammation, this works just as well, but it's not going to destroy your gut. So like, here you go. So I'm super grateful that we have something like this.
Well, and I think that the turmeric, because it can be used topically and internally, I think the capsule for internal use when you're battling the inflammation is great. But my husband has definitely used it in combination with Deep Blue or Copaiba and other oils topically as well if his knee is bothering him, for instance, let's say, and he'll just rub it directly on and feels like it does really good for that too.
I love that. So from an emotional standpoint, this is the oil of restoration, which really, if you think about it, goes along with the physical as well. It's restoring, rebalancing your health. But knowing that this is the oil of restoration, Heather, what is your favorite way to get restorative healing?
I would say being in nature. I feel like when my family and I are outside, away from technology and just present in nature is definitely when I feel the most restored.
I love that.
What about you?
Mine's kind of the opposite, although I do love nature, but it would definitely be like quiet time to read a book without distraction. That's restorative for me. If I could add in like a nice bubble bath, even better. Yeah.
I love that we're all different.
Same. All right. Well, anything else about turmeric?
This one does a lot. It's very good. I feel like we've only kind of skimmed on the things that turmeric benefits are, but at the same time, I think that this one is worth having, whether you have pain, whether you're just trying to improve your immune health, whether you are looking for topical application for pain or skin clearness. I think you can do a lot with turmeric.
Yep. Huge fan. So if you have any questions, let us know. We're always happy to answer your questions. And if you haven't used turmeric before, for sure, get doTERRA's turmeric or get the turmeric dual chamber capsules. That's officially what they're called. They are amazing. You won't regret having them on hand. So thank you so much for listening. We will have a brand new episode for you next Friday.
Thanks for tuning in. For more information, you can follow these bottle poppin' ladies at bottlepoppinpodcast.com. Tune in next week to learn about what bottle we're poppin'. Until next time, take care. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This podcast is not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease.